CBS News digital campaign journalist Sopan Deb has been following the Trump campaign very vigorously from the very beginning. Soap, what can you tell us?
Well, today Donald Trump will be meeting with up to about 1,000 evangelicals who will be quizzing him. He'll be a part of a 90-minute forum, which will be moderated by Governor Mike Huckabee of Arkansas, also a former rival of Donald Trump's in the primary. Look, it's an interesting time for the campaign. Donald Trump's fundraising was not good. His poll numbers are cratering. He just fired his campaign manager. So part of this is an effort to kind of reassure the typical GOP constituency that he is their guy. But also, interestingly, he has not typically run on social issues. He's never run on issues that are near and dear to the evangelical community. So it should be interesting to see what comes out of this.
He has certainly occupied both sides of most every social issue, oftentimes in the same interview or the same sentence. Also, so Trump tweeted today what I imagine to be a response to Clinton's speech, either the one she is set to give today or really the first one she gave in San Diego just a couple of weeks ago. He's tweeted, "I will be making a big speech tomorrow to discuss the failed policies and bad judgment of crooked Hillary Clinton." Again, is this the speech that he first promised a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, this is the speech that he was supposed to give last Monday in New Hampshire, but then the Orlando mass shooting happened, so he came out and said, well, it's not appropriate for me to give this speech. Let me give a speech on foreign policy instead. So this has been a speech that has been in the works, that's been written for weeks, that's going to be given tomorrow, right before his first foreign trip as the Republican nominee. So, he's expected to hit Clinton on, pretty much throw the kitchen sink as a Democratic presumptive nominee, Whitewater, he has historically called Bill Clinton a serial abuser of women. So expect a lot more of that kind of rhetoric that we have seen from Trump directed towards the Clintons since the fall.
So I want to get you out of here on this one. Obviously, it's been about 24 hours now since campaign manager Corey Lewandowski was fired. Much was made of the presumptive nominee saying that he would be, pivoting, in his words, to a new campaign, perhaps a new direction. In the last 24 hours, from your perspective, can you feel it?
Well, Josh, I'm just going to say a couple weeks ago, the New York Times asked Donald Trump about pivoting, and he literally wrinkled his nose. That's what it said in the copy of the piece. Donald Trump wrinkled his nose at the word pivot. Just this morning on the Today Show, Donald Trump was asked, are you going to change your tone? And Trump said, well, no, I don't think we need to do that. He has been talking about pivoting for months and months and months, and it still hasn't happened. Donald Trump has been a certain way for the last 40 years. I'm not sure how realistic it is to expect, after running his campaign this way for a year and being the person he has been for 40 years, longer than that, how much of a change in tone we can expect. And I'm just not sure that shuffling campaign managers will change who the candidate is. Remember, it's not Corey Lewandowski that made the comments about, a judge's quote-unquote Mexican heritage. It wasn't Corey Lewandowski that came out with the, temporary Muslim ban plan. That's stuff that came from the candidate. And if you ask any campaign advisor, they will tell you Donald Trump is running the show. So how much will change in the last 3 or 4 months of this campaign? It'll be interesting to see, but, call me skeptical.
One reason perhaps that former Romney Ryan advisor Dan Senor said today Donald Trump has a Donald Trump problem. Sopan Deb, hardest working human following the Trump campaign. We appreciate the time.